I love Outer Banks, and I personally think that all the actors did a wonderful job portraying their characters. But my favorite of all the cast is none other than Starkey, who plays the role of Rafe Cameron. And I have a lot of questions regarding his character. So let's get into it. In the beginning of season 1, we get to know that Rafe Cameron is actually a spoiled brat who doesn't like his sister because his father always chooses his sister over him. He's also a drug addict and can't even do one thing right. So we get to know why his father is not really happy with what he's doing with his life. It is pretty evident in the show that a lot of character development that Rafe has comes because of his father, and he can go as far as killing Sheriff Peterkin in order to prove that he is worthy of something in front of his father, which is kind of sad because it portrays a very dark reality that sometimes our parents can be our biggest enemies, and he's not the only one with this storyline. JJ's father is extremely abusive as well, but JJ is not a serial killer or a drug addict. Why? Because he has his pokes alongside him, while Rafe is completely lonely. The only sort of support he has is from his father, which is again very manipulative. Rafe looks up to his dad and he just wants to be like him. He doesn't understand the fact that his dad is somehow responsible for how he turned out to be. At this point, I can literally go on and on about how he has the worst family out of all the characters, starting from the very fact that both of his sisters, Sarah and Vizzy, they are well aware of his mental illness, but still at no point in the show they try to get him some professional help. And Sarah is literally living under the same roof as the person who tried to murder her twice at this point. Why does none of them cares about him enough to actually let him face the consequences of his actions? The police in the Outer Banks is actually the most useless thing on this planet. I mean, you're telling me that these sheriffs have a hard time catching 16 years olds living in a very small town. They're not superheroes, they're just pokes, but still they and Rafe can get away with anything. I mean, wow, literally, Rafe's handprints were on the gun, but still he has to face no consequences because his father took the blame. It doesn't make any sense. There have been 2 seasons, 20 episodes of Outer Banks yet, and still I have no idea who Rafe Cameron is, why does he hate Pogue so much, and what is his exact motive. His 13-year-old sister, Wheezy, is left alone with him by Rose, while Rose herself claims that there is something wrong with Rafe multiple times in this season. I personally love the character and the actor, and Rafe was the only character that stood out to me in season 2 of Outer Banks, and I want to see more of him in the coming season, and I want to get the answers of my questions. This was it for the video. Let me know in the comment section below what do you think of the character Rafe Cameron, and let's hope that the season 3 of Outer Banks serves him better. Thank you.